What if the most powerful tool for changing your world wasn't some new app or a trending hashtag, but a single piece of paper? Today, we're going to crack the code on two types of letters. One is designed to help shape your community, and the other is all about building your career. Let's dive in. We've all been there. You see a problem in your neighborhood, or maybe you spot the perfect job opening, and you get that little surge of motivation. But then the question hits. What do you actually do? How do you make your voice heard above all the noise out there? Well, the answer, and this might surprise you, it's a little old school, is actually incredibly simple. It all starts with a single, really well-structured page, a letter. But not just any letter, right? We're talking about one written with purpose, with a strategy, and with a crystal clear goal. So today we're focusing on two specific formats. The first is for making your voice heard in the public square, and the second is for making your case in the professional world. And both are designed to get noticed and, more importantly, to get results. Okay, so let's start with a classic tool for civic engagement, the letter to the editor. And this isn't just about venting your frustrations. It's about strategically using a public platform to create real awareness and actually spark some change. So what's the big idea here? Well, think of this letter as your ticket to a public stage. You're not just writing to a newspaper, you're writing to your entire community. You're using the publication's platform to bring awareness to something, and more importantly, to propose real, actionable solutions. Now, this slide lays out the golden rules, but that one at the very top, it changes the entire game. And it's this. You are not writing to the editor, you are writing through them. Your real audience is the authorities. And once you get that, all the other rules just kind of fall into place. You build your case on a recent event, you analyze the cause and effect, you offer solutions, and you do it all with a polite, constructive tone. And this illustrates that key point perfectly. The weak request asks the editor to solve the problem, which, let's be honest, isn't their job. But the strong request, oh, that's much smarter. It uses the newspaper as a megaphone to get the attention of the authorities, the people who can actually do something about it. It's such a subtle but really crucial shift in how you frame it. So the key here is structure. Your letter needs to have a logical flow. First, you raise the issue, but you ground it in something real, like a news report or something you saw yourself. Second, you analyze it. What's causing this and what are the effects? And finally, and this is so important, you don't just complain, you suggest a concrete solution. And here is that first step in action. I mean, this opening line is perfect. It does everything right. It's respectful, esteemed newspaper, and it immediately frames the letter's purpose, to express my views on the problem. This signals to everyone, from the editor to the mayor, that this is an issue of public interest and it's worth their attention. Okay, so let's switch gears. We're going to take these exact same principles of structure, purpose, and audience and apply them to something a little more personal, but just as impactful, the job application. We're shifting from public impact to personal impact, but as you'll see, the core strategies are pretty much identical. Right. So when you apply for a job, you're not just sending one document. A truly effective application is really a package deal. It has two distinct but complementary parts that have to work together to make your case. And those two parts are the covering letter and the resume. Think of it this way. The covering letter is your interest. It explains the why you want this job, and why you think you're a good fit. The resume, on the other hand, that's your proof. It provides the cold, hard facts, all the data that backs up your claims. Now, your covering letter isn't your life story. It's more like a professional handshake. The goal is to be quick and direct, so this checklist is P. You state where you saw the ad, which shows you're paying attention. You name the role, so there's no confusion. You hint at your competence, but really, the whole point of this letter is to get them to turn the page and see the main event, your enclosed resume. And this is how you structure that proof. A great resume has to be scannable. A hiring manager should be able to find what they need in just a few seconds, which is why these clear categories are so important. Quantify your experience. Worked for 2 years is so much stronger than just worked. And notice that expected salary line. Negotiable is a brilliant move. It keeps the conversation open without pricing you out of the running. And of course, you finish strong with professional references who can vouch for you. So as you can see, whether you're trying to fix a local problem or land your dream job, the fundamental rules for making an impact are exactly the same. It all boils down to just a few powerful, universal ideas. And these are the universal truths. You have to know who you're writing to and what you want them to do. Clarity is your superpower. A polite tone is never a weakness, it's a strength. Build your case with a logical structure and always end with a clear next step, whether that's asking the authorities to consider your suggestion or inviting a hiring manager to call you for an interview. So, the bottom line is this: you now have the blueprint for two incredibly effective tools. The structure is there, the rules are clear, the only thing missing is your voice and your purpose. So, the real question is, what are you going to do with it?
Prepared by K. Rajendra Prasad.